Okay, it's Mrs. A, and this video is how to multiply two-digit numbers. And I'm going to use my materials from Number Sense Bootcamp, and unfortunately the video was in an archaic format that just couldn't be converted over. So let me just walk through this. So the process for multiplying two-digit numbers is called LOIF, L-O-I-F, and it must sound very familiar to FOIL, and there's a reason for it. It is very similar to how we apply the distributive property. And so it's LOIF, and it's last, outside plus inside, and first. And it's a very useful skill to have. They're saying here, learn it, know it, live it. And so you learn it today and you get to know how to use it. But the important part is that after this, anytime you have two-digit numbers, you have to apply it. You need to use it, and then once it becomes part of your life, it's invaluable. I tend to use it 3 classes a day. I tend to use it. It comes up at least twice in each class. It gives me a handy tool for quickly multiplying two-digit numbers. So let's jump in. We've got the steps here, and it might seem onerous. We need to multiply units digits, write down units digit, and carry any tens digit. And that's our first step, step 1. And then step 2, just kind of group these together to make it a little bit more easy to follow. The step 2 is to multiply the inside digits and then add that to the multiplication of the outside digits. We're adding them. We're adding any carry from that first step. We're writing down that units digit, and again, we're carrying over the tens digit. The third step is to multiply the tens digit and add any carry and write down the total. All right, sounds overwhelming. Let's apply it and see, what does this really mean? All right, so let's start off with two-digit numbers. I'm going to pick 27 times 38. And let's start with step 1. Multiply those units digits. So here we've got 8 and 7, or our units digits. So 8 times 7 is 56. So I'm going to write down the units digit, which is 6. And, let's press the button there, sorry. 6, and then I'm going to carry over the tens digit, which is the number 5. It was 56. I wrote down the 6, and I've got 5. So how I remember the tens digit is I tend to put it onto my left hand. So my left hand right now, if you saw me, I've got all 5 fingers up for 5. Now let's go to step 2, multiply the inside digits. So we're going to multiply 7 times 3, which is 21. And we're going to add that to the multiplication of 2 times 8. And then we're going to add in our carry. So let's try this. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 8 times 2 is 16. 21 plus 10 is 31, plus 6 is 37, plus 5 is 42. So I've got the number 42. And again, my left hand now is showing 4 fingers up to remind myself that I've got a carry of 4. All right, let's go with the last step, multiply those 10 digits. All right, so we've got 2 times 3, which is 6. And now we have to add in that carry from that second step. So 6 plus 4 is 10. And I am done. Again, it seems overwhelming because I'm speaking it out to you. When you understand the steps and can do this mentally, you can move much faster. All right, so let's try another example. All right, let's walk through 32 times 49. All right, so I'm going to keep everything in blue this time. So we got 32 times 49. So we're going to multiply 2 times 9, and we get 18. So we're going to write down the 8, and we're going to carry a 1. Again, on my left hand, I've got a 1 up. Next, we're going to, actually, I think it's useful to have the different colors. We're going to multiply 2 times 4, and we're going to add that to 3 times 9, and that's going to give us 36. So again, I'm going to write down the 6, and this time now my left hand has 3 up. That's my carry. And last, we're going to multiply the leading digits, which is 3 times 4. We have to add in that 3. We get 15, and we write down 15, and we get 1568. Okay, now it's your turn to try. Let's try, actually, I'll try the first one, and then if you already got it, please feel free to pause the video and try these, and then I'll show you the answers and how I approached it. And if you're not so sure, though, I'm going to go through 21 times 43, and then you can pause and try the remaining ones. Okay, this time I'm not going to use the multiple colors. All right, so I've got 21 times 43, and I'm going to multiply 1 times 3, and I'm going to get 3. I have no carries. I'm going to multiply my 1 times 4, which is 4. I'm going to add that to 3 times 2, which is 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. And then I'm going to carry the 1. And now I'm going to multiply 2 times 4 is 8 times plus 1 is 903. Okay, so why don't you pause the video at this point and try the remaining ones. Give the last one a try if you're not too sure. You'll see how we approach that one as well. All right, so you're pausing the video. When you're done, come back, unpause, and I'm going to start with the answers. Okay, so you're back and you've tried these problems, and now I'm going to work through each of these. Okay, so I'm just going to go right ahead and not even draw out the diagram on the that like I did on the first problem. So 8 times 2 is 16. I've got the 1 up. 8 times 5 is 40. 3 times 2 is 6. 46 plus 1 is 7. And that's 47. I'm going to carry a 4. That is 19. So that's 1976. All right, I'm going to go to the next one. 2 times 2 is 4. There's no carry. 14 plus 12 is 26. I'm going to carry a 2, and that gives me 4464. The next one, 28 times 45. I'm going to say 5 times 8 is 40. Carry a 4. 5 times 2 is 10. 8 times 4 is 32. So it's 32, 42, plus the 4 is 46. I'm carrying a 4. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 4 is 1260. I hope that is starting to click and you see what we're doing here. And the last one is a little bit different. I don't honestly tend to use it for 3-digit numbers, but you can. Let's see. What you do when it's a 3-digit number is you split the digits up and treat them as 2 numbers. So let's see how this would work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 3 times 4, which is going to give me 12. I'm going to carry the 1. Then I'm going to go and multiply the inner and add that to the outer. So that gives me 3 times 2 is 6, plus 4 times 12 is 48. That gives me 54, and then I have to add in the 1, so I've got 52. Carry the 5, and now I'm going to do 2 times 12 to get 24 plus 5, which is 29. So yes, it can be used for 3-digit numbers. I think it's a great thing to use. Personally, just letting you know, I tend to, at that point, rely on you guys with your calculator to get the answer. Okay, so just remember number sense, and we haven't really, unfortunately, because I've only been here for about 3 months, gotten too much into number sense, but it's all about recognizing patterns and then applying these skills. And LOIF is definitely your go-to tool for 2 two-digit numbers. Extremely valuable, and hopefully you can see that. And so there's other ways sometimes, though, right? We talked about if we're multiplying by 25, if we're multiplying perfect squares, if we're multiplying by 11, there might be an even faster approach. But if you don't spot any other patterns, this is your go-to tool. And try to think. I mean, if you want, I would say stop at this point and go try the worksheet if you really want to get a good feel for this. And I'm thinking I might continue on here though and talk about